when you guys, because I've sort of been following the chat about BitMEX and so on and so forth. Have you looked at decentralized exchanges, and when do you think that they might become a reality?
I haven't. It's kind of beyond me. I'm the opposite of a researcher. I'm more or less a gatekeeper. If they come up with a good decentralized exchange, I'll find it, or you show it to me. But I'm not going to go out looking for one or try and solve their problems.
I mean, I used one in 17. I think it's called ETHDEX, or it was a decentralized exchange where you could buy a lot of the shit coins that hadn't yet come on to centralized exchanges. I think it was called ETHDEX. Is that right?
Yeah. No, look, I'm not an expert on decentralized exchanges, but starting to follow some projects.
I'm pretty sure that ETHDEX is what it was called, and it was very hard to use. I remember trying to buy stuff on there, ETHDEX, Fluid Token Exchange.
Yeah, so I was just wondering. I'm not sure whether they're there in 2021, but it might just be around the corner, and obviously,
I think personally that the idea of decentralized exchanges are always going to be more attractive than the final product. And I think that's sort of the downfall of a lot of F projects in general. Like, do we really need these things? Does anyone want to trade on a platform where there is no recourse? I don't. Not if I can avoid it. I will always prefer Coinbase's shitty customer service to no customer service. So I don't really see the upside once you've gotten past the idea of decentralization as to what these decentralized exchanges are going to avoid other than regulation, which could be, I mean, there's an argument to be made that that's going to be the purpose that they serve, but they need to be much more efficient for me to ever want to use them.
But you can avoid the regulation, and you're decentralized as you build your own network, as you build your own client base and vendor base.
That's the thing.
Like you guys, your members, you're on the affiliate program. Well, if you get affiliate bonus fine, we don't even look at it, but maybe every couple of months. We'd say we do it every month, but we get around to it when we get around to it. But if you ask for it, we want to get it out to you. But you're trusting us, but we're not an exchange. We don't even care to be, and that's sort of how you build up this network effect of I mean, I trust you guys. You guys trust me. I'm not going to trust you home alone with my wife for the next, 2 months or something. But I trust you.
Yeah, but I think it all comes down to, do we really want, is it the idea or the ideal of a decentralized entity that we're searching for, or is it really just kind of a naffy? I feel annoyed with the centralized services that already are, and I'm thinking that decentralized is going to be a panacea to all these.
Well,
these terrible companies.
The only thing I'm trusting BitMEX with is the Bitcoin that's on deposit with them. That's it.
But
and I'm taking out a lot more than I ever put in there. So.
But there are, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are decentralized leverage exchanges where you can 100x at the same,
I don't know. I really don't know. But how do I use them? How would I?
I don't really care to know, because BitMEX is the centralized.
Right. They're not going to have the volume. You got to have that volume.
So BitMEX is the centralized solution.
Exactly.
To what I would hope a decentralized exchange would look like. And at least I know
A,
that there's
a
going to be a real
decentralized
person.
exchange would have to be adopted by at least 3 or 4 strong hands that decide, okay, I'll make the market, and they could do essentially what BitMEX has done. They
And I think-
essentially have done that.
And I think
Except it
that's
would be,
what,
you'd do the same thing on a DeFi, except it would be, somebody's going to have to support that network.
well, that's what
somewhere.
for instance, the Uniswap protocol, I think that's what they're doing. And they will sort of pay you a dividend. As far as I understand it, they will pay you a dividend to be a market maker and stake your tokens for liquidity. So whether or not,
But it's not Bitcoin.
But it's all that. That's all what I mean.
Yeah.
What if that protocol fails? What happens when a smart contract lawyer, as Tone calls them, or a hacker, as I would call them, finds a vulnerability in a smart contract? There is no recourse for anyone who loses money that way. So
It's, you don't need it for that. You've had other, right. I mean, and
I don't
the
want a
thing is, and not
decentralized
only
solution.
that, but that's what happens is authorities change. Land gets confiscated and titles get changed to the new world order, whatever it might be. Now, the Indians was a little bit different because they didn't believe in private property. They thought the white man was the fool because he was selling they were buying land from him that wasn't theirs to sell anyway.
I mean, I think I would maybe turn the question around and ask you, why do we need decentralized exchanges? What is the problem we're trying to solve by having a decentralized exchange?
Oh, well, I just from listening to Ugly, I would have gone about the regulation, which you mentioned before, in terms of not being able to be shut down. Yeah.
Right. And but they've already demonstrated, BitMEX has proved to us that you don't have to be shut down and you don't have to be arrested as long as there's some free jurisdictions out there. So
Yeah.
this is where the battle is. This is where the war is at. You know,
I mean, to answer your question, I think
I would love to have Arthur Hayes come to my conference, but he can get extradited if he comes to Mexico because they have a treaty with the United States government, you know. And so I support him wherever he is at. I don't even care if I don't need to know where he's at. I do know where Samuel Reed is at,
but
so I hope to pay him a visit this year.
I think decentralized.
I'll find out where he's at.
Decentralized is preferable to centralized if decentralized can match the customer experience or the user experience of a centralized exchange. I see that as very unlikely in the near term and probably in the long term as well. I really don't see, because anyone that will supply liquidity in the extent that it's needed will want a counterparty to be responsible for that kind of, like, if you're going to throw 100 million into a liquidity pool, you fucking want to be sure that 100
I want to know.
million is
Yeah, I mean,
coming back to you.
I trust BitMEX with my funds.
Exactly. I would trust BitMEX.
I don't
with
trust
a
Coinbase.
million, with $1 million.
I've already had my Coinbase fucked with.
Yeah,
I mean, I've known thousands of other people that have. I don't trust Coinbase. You know, I certainly don't trust, you know, the GDBC or these other regulated exchanges. I don't trust them. Now you can, I get it. I mean, there's a degree, but that's it's a personal decision.
I've never been burnt on Coinbase personally. I've known enough people that have, that I don't want to deal with them at all ever again. Bitstamp has never been a problem for me.
I've never traded on Bitstamp, but every exchange I've traded on, every one of them, except BitMEX, I've been screwed on.
Binance has been reputable to me, but I've never used them.
But and I still, you know, because I used to use Kraken, I used to use Bitfinex, I used Cryptsy, you know, I used a lot of different ones, and you know, people are saying that Kraken's good. I haven't used it. I still have a small balance there somewhere. I think I traded some Monero for Bitcoin. That was a good move when I did that one. Got rid of the last one, Monero.
Monero's, I love Monero as a project. On a side note. Okay. I've always found that to be one of the interesting.
But anyway, I had a little bit, so I dumped it. I think I did because I think I've been sitting down with all the other shit coins. I still have a little bit of that counterparty, but I'll just say that for a rainy day. But
I just always, and I think it was more Fluffy Pony that I enjoyed.
Yeah, well, Fluffy Pony. I mean, Fluffy's still gone. He's still recognized, and we all love Fluffy Pony. There's nothing wrong with that.
he's one of the most ideologically
He's a good guy.
sound people that I found. in
Well,
crypto.
he's not. He has no ideology, but
Why is
that's
it-
probably why you find him sound.
There we go. He's got the same ideological.
Okay, I get
as a
it.
criminal.
But let's not confuse ideology with your views, okay? Because a lot of people don't consider that to be ideology, ideologic, or